If this is what the Harry Potter display looks like after 3 weeks, imagine what it could do with the time we've put into the Lego City. Hello there and welcome to the third video. That's right, we were only 3 videos in and we're already finishing up on the Harry Potter display. Week 1, we cleared it and got a plan in action. Last week, we finished the nice diorama in the front, including a snowy Hogwarts scene that does not mention the words Yule or Ball, which honestly is a win alone in my books. And this week we're going to be taking a look at the behind the diorama, the sort of second diorama that's going to be in the background, the Hogwarts Express. Now this shouldn't really be anything new. I've added 2 base plates, or really thick base plates. They're basically just big plates at this point, onto the bottom of the very, very fragile Hogwarts train station. I think the King's Cross train station even, and then added the RAL that we put together in my very final live stream for 2024. However, we've got a few more things that I'd like to get done to this base before we take a look at it over in the display. So we're going to get them done now and then see if this fits and how we are going to get this to fit behind the display we were working on last week. So as you can see on the King's Cross station, the tracks that I've built are really quite simple, and this stretches the whole way across. It won't stretch the whole way across the display. I do not have enough of these 1x8 door rails. So at some point I will have to order more of them. But also on the outside, the tile allows us to put other bricks or plates or tiles, and this is the big question of the video. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Do I go with these bigger bricks, these slope elements, or do I just go with the 1x2 cheese slope pieces? Right now I don't have enough of these cheese slope elements, so it would be another thing I have to order with these door rails, but I'm intrigued to see what you think. So right now they're going to be cheese slopes, but it is up for debate, cheese slopes or the bulkier slopes. If we do go with the bulkier slopes, I will also have to modify the platform just up here where the ramps come down off the side, but that's an easy fix. Just swap in those slopes to a 1x8 black brick to match the rest of the platform. But speaking of the rest of the platform, or more so the train tracks, because we've only got these supports where the edge of the door rail is, I do have some bricks as well just to fill the gaps in the middle, and I will be placing cheese slopes on the outside. Again, it's not going to be all too interesting, so we'll jump ahead to when I finished. And now that that's done, there is one thing before we take this over and try and fit this that we need to check. For that, I need to bring over the Hogwarts Express, because we have raised by about a brick, maybe a brick and a little bit. We have raised the bottom of this, so rather than the train just rolling across any surface that you'd have, it is now going to be placed. You can see the wheels just fit perfectly on top of these rails if we can line them up at both sides, and that does increase the height of it, which means it does just collide. I mean, it's the top of the stud of this dish is just colliding. All I'm going to do is add 2 1x6 bricks underneath the bridge here. We might even be able to take off the plate underneath it, and that gives the train plenty of space, not only to clear it, but to clear it with some perhaps 1.5 2 studs to spare. So that's really, really nice. I did check before recording this video, the track is long enough for the entire train, though you'll probably have to stay to the end to get a good shot of it on the tracks and on the display. So the plan for this is to get the Hogwarts train behind this, but we need to elevate it somehow. And I've gone through so many different boxes. I think I've finally found the perfect one after like 2 weeks of searching. But first off, we will need to remove this display. It is connected together, so I'm going to be very careful. And of course, I have to keep the camera rolling whilst I give it a shot. I've also just realized the whole point of building it the way we did was so that each of these buildings could just pop off if we needed to move them. So perhaps that's the safer option. And with the buildings clear, it's so much easier to remove this and replace it with our Hogwarts Express slash King's Cross station. Now, if we put this just behind the other buildings, we would not be able to see this from the front. So that is where this box will hopefully come in handy. I have tried and tested so many different boxes, and you can see behind the main display at the front, I've also hidden the 2 other sets. Hopefully when we get a bridge properly built for this Harry Potter Wizarding World display, we can have those little scenes reenacting out either beneath the bridge or perhaps build them into the bridge, which I think could look quite cool with some of the miniatures from the advent calendar. But as you can see, we now have the Hogwarts Express along the top. I'm not sure if the train is properly seated. I think that's a bit better on the platform, so it could roll forward and back, and it saves me so much trying to get a handful of train track elements. As you can see now that there is no big glare on the train track, we've got our little Hogsmeade section here, which bleeds into Privet Drive, which should have the Flying Ford Anglia parked just on the curb here, as we don't have space for a full road. And then let's put the troll back over in the little wooded section over there, the Forbidden Forest, Hagrid's Heart. It's sort of a blend of all of those, and from roughly eye level crouched down, you can see the Hogwarts Express on top, which I think is going to look really cool once we fill in that little top bit with a bridge. The bridge, you know, the bridge that I'm talking about, the Harry Potter bridge. And it looks like that is all for the Harry Potter display so far. If you'd like to see me come back and revisit it, definitely let me know by leaving a like and leaving your comment what your favorite part about this display is. But I have no plans to be building that bridge anytime soon. I can't wait to do more Star Wars stuff in the new year. But I had so much fun making that display look as good as the Minecraft and City ones next door. I can't wait to finish the minifigures. If you haven't already, check out the other 2 videos that I'll have on the screen. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. And as always, may the bricks be with you.